Hello, everyone. This is Dino Chris from Prehistoric Facts, and this is Prehistoric Facts special episode number 242. We're going to be talking about a herbivorous dinosaur today, and that dinosaur is Eotriceratops. Eotriceratops, and this is a possible uh, possibility of what this animal possibly looked like. And so, this is actually not too bad of an artist illustration right there. Some information about Eotriceratops. The name means dawn three-horned face. Length is 28 to 30 feet long, or 8.5 to 9 meters in length. Height is unknown. Weight is can be between 12,000 to 22,000 pounds. It lived 69 to 68 million years ago in the late Cretaceous period, and the fossils are found in Alberta, Canada, and it was described by Wu, paleontologist name or last name Wu, in 2006. So this dinosaur is nearly 20 years old. Nearly 20 years old in terms of its discovery. And so here is the map of Canada. And where I have highlighted here is the province of Alberta. And that's where the fossils of Eotriceratops have been found. And here's a size chart compared to a modern day human. And so, yeah, this is a kind of considered a large ceratopsian. This is a very large ceratopsian. And what we know of Eotriceratops is basically from one specimen. It's a specimen that has mostly some skull bones and partial neck vertebrae. And so that's all we have of Eotriceratops. And so now this skull right here has got some pieces here that are filled in. Mainly some bits of the frill have been filled in. Some bits of, like, say, the in between this nasal horn and the brow horn have been filled in, and so on and so forth. And so, yeah, this is mostly what we have of Eotriceratops. This is basically the skull and partial neck vertebrae. And so, more information about Eotriceratops, and of course, it's a ceratopsian, part of the Chasmosaurinae family, and it's part of the Triceratopsinae group of ceratopsians, especially Chasmosaurinae. So it belongs with Triceratops and Torosaurus, and of course the skull. It's basically what we mostly know of. The skull is measured 9.8 feet long. 9.8 feet long. So this is a large skull, and and based on this skull, there has been some size estimates of what this animal could be. Like I said before in a couple of slides ago, is that this animal is as long as Triceratops, but what is actually being debated is that if it is as heavy as they're saying it is, like when it was discovered, because at first it was thought to be like the largest ceratopsian that we ever found, but that's been debated for a while because when you only have the skull and some neck vertebrae, you don't have a really good basis of how heavy this animal really would have been. So there's no limb bones, so we don't actually know how heavy this animal could have been. So it's basically an estimation of how large this animal really got. So, but still a large skull, but not the largest, but not the longest skull of all ceratopsians. That can belong to Pentaceratops, Torosaurus. Those types of ceratopsians actually have larger skulls. Then we actually have, for the parts of the skull that are noticeable of Eotriceratops, very similar to Triceratops horridus, is that it has a small nasal horn and it has very long brow horns. So uh, you might say that this animal is very similar to Triceratops horridus because it's got similar features. But remember, this animal lived before Triceratops horridus and Triceratops porosus. So this is actually a basal form of Triceratops, so like a very early version of Triceratops, because based on the skull, we only paleontologists have found out is that this animal has some primitive features compared to, say, like Triceratops and Torosaurus. And so, yeah, so this has somewhat primitive features. So this is a very early version of the Triceratopsinae family group of ceratopsians. And of course, it is a herbivore, so it mostly eats plants. The environment in which Eotriceratops lived in would have been warm and humid, somewhat seasonal. Would have been plenty of trees, ferns, cycads, and flowers. Flowers were really, really well abundant at that point in time. And of course, no grass. There was no grass during this kind of time. When Eotriceratops lived, would have been plenty of rivers, lakes, and ponds, and other animals that were around, like insects, amphibians, reptiles, mammals, birds, or the avian dinosaurs, pterosaurs, and other non-avian dinosaurs. And Eotriceratops definitely has predators, so there's a possibility of Tyrannosaurus being one of those predators. So Tyrannosaurus would not go after an adult; it would actually go after the very young, or otherwise the weak, or the injured, or the ill. That's what Tyrannosaurus would have actually been going for. But also the young would have been vulnerable to dromaeosaurs. So dromaeosaurs would definitely be the ones going after, like, say, the hatchlings, and even like uh, juveniles that are about the same size as the dromaeosaurs. And so, yeah, that's where dromaeosaurs would definitely be the one predators that the young would actually have to be wary of. Whereas, like, say, any like Eotriceratops that was actually like half grown uh, and close to adulthood would actually be vulnerable to a Tyrannosaurus attack. The extinction of Eotriceratops would have been mostly due to climate change, because remember, this animal did not live to actually see the end Cretaceous extinction event. So they did not witness it did not witness the KPG extinction event. So it's mostly going to be due to climate change. Rising temperatures would have been the part of the climate change. It got outcompeted by Torosaurus and Triceratops, and of course the plants changed, and that's mostly what happened, is that it pretty much starved to death. And this is a map of the Earth. This is a guesstimate. This is basically an estimation of what Earth looked like, but I only used the 66 million years map of the world, so the KPG extinction event. But it would have been very, very similar to this. And Eotriceratops would have been living right around here. And so that's where it would probably live. And so that's where it lived. And that's the environment that would actually have been in. Now, the next episode will be on May 1st, 2025. And that'll be a Q&A episode. Now, I want you guys to take this reminder here, is that I want you guys to send your questions by April 28th, 2025. So this is this coming Sunday, because I'm going to record this episode ahead of time. So that way it can be premiere on May 1st, because I'll be on vacation in the coming week. So that way you guys can actually still get the video. It's just that it'll be recorded ahead of time. So the clothing my clothing might be looking like something that was probably I have worn like, say, either this Saturday or otherwise this coming Sunday. But yeah, just make sure you send your questions in by April 28th, 2025. And so, yeah, so you can send me your questions via email or at dinochrist71@gmail.com, or else go on my Facebook page, Priest of Facts of Dino Chris. Like the page, you guys should post your questions in the comments section. Please put them in the comments section. Don't put them on Messenger. Messengers are private conversations. Please put your questions in the comments section on any Facebook posts. And also for YouTubers out there, like the video, subscribe to the channel according to my analytics, so that if you guys are checking out my channel, not subscribed yet. So please feel free to hit the like button and also hit the subscribe button. And if you hit the like button on many of my videos, the more that YouTube, how the YouTube algorithm works, the more likely the more likes the video gets, the more likely the video gets spread out to people that are interested in dinosaurs, prehistoric life, paleontology, and geology in general, so please feel free to do so. And also share the video, share the channel to anybody that is interested in dinosaurs, prehistoric life, paleontology, and geology in general, so please feel free to do so. And also hit that notification bell so that way you can get weekly notifications of every video that comes out. And also you can interact in the polls. I do polls every 3 days, so that way you guys can actually interact with each other and on the channel. And I did a poll last night, so you guys can go check it out on the posts on the channel, and check out on all the other polls that you can actually participate if you have not done that yet. So please feel free to do so. And also, also for you YouTubers out there, leave your questions in the comment section because I do read them all. All of you guys that are sending me questions via email, Facebook, and YouTube, you guys are giving me some great questions for the Q&A episodes. So keep up the great work, and also make sure you keep your questions short to the point. You can also follow me on Instagram at dino.chris.pf. We post pretty cool stuff on there. You can also follow me on Threads, same thing at dino.chris.pf. We post pretty cool stuff on there as well. Also, take care of the people around you. Those are for your younger people out there, and it makes the list. Your parents, your teachers, and your guardians. It's the best motivation you can have a good education. It's very important to have a good education. With a good education, you get a good job in the future. That's it for now, and I'll see you guys next time.